Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Meryl Fury. I am a registered nurse, and I have the honor of being president and CEO of Plant-Based Nutrition Movement, which is a 501c3 located in the Chicago area. That's the upper Midwest for the rest of the country. We have some great snow outside. It's pretty brisk and chilly. We are here today and for this weekend for the 2025 6 Million Seeds Child Nutrition Summit, which I got to tell you is a labor of love. It takes a lot of time and effort, and we're so grateful, so grateful to be here and to share it with you. This year, we had a little bit of a challenge with getting the one recording done in the beginning. So this is a redo and an introduction for the summit. This year, our theme is Wicked Problem. Child nutrition is what we would call a wicked problem. Wicked problem is a term used in design thinking. It's a way to frame a situation or a problem when you're looking for a solution that maybe doesn't currently exist. And you would think that makes sense because if you had a solution to the problem, why wouldn't you solve the problem? Well, that's part of what makes it wicked. So a little explanation about wicked problem. A wicked problem is a social issue, at least the way I frame it. A social issue that exists even though anybody looking could tell we ought to be able to solve this. And it should be solved. We have the knowledge, the skills, the abilities, and the resources to solve it, but somehow the problem remains. It's intractable. It's a kind of thorny, leggy, invasive problem. It touches all segments of society. And if you look at child nutrition, you can see it just like that. It touches all children from the very, very wealthy down to, or across to, shall I say, people who have very, very limited resources. Child nutrition has become a way of life. And poor quality child nutrition is really the way of life all across this country. We tend to feed children low quality, high calorie, low nutrient density foods that impact them in the moment and in the future. It impacts their performance at school, impacts their behavior, impacts their emotional state, their physical state, psychological state, impacts how they interact with each other, how they interact with adults in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. It happens at home, at school, at faith-based organizations, camps, after school, on vacation, on the beach, at a picnic, wherever you go. Poor quality child nutrition is a challenge all over the country. Certainly more of a challenge for some segments of the population. Children of color tend to have it worse, and certainly in particular neighborhoods where poor quality food is absolutely the norm and maybe the only thing that's available. In areas where people can get fresh fruits and vegetables or even frozen or canned fruits and vegetables, maybe it's a little bit better. But still, we tend to choose the foods that children want to eat. And what children want to eat right off the bat without any argument are ultra-processed, heavy meat, cheese. Very easily, children will consume that. In our society, we tend to believe actually that children will not really choose or happily eat fruits, vegetables, lentils, beans, whole grains, nuts and seeds, and mushrooms. That's not what we do. That's not what we give them. You can see the children's standard American diet in any restaurant that you go to. If you look at the children's menu, you can tell me what it is. It's mac and cheese, chicken nuggets or chicken fingers, maybe white pasta of some other kind. There's going to be pizza. There's going to be hot dogs. There might even be corn dogs. If you go step outside of the restaurant, then at home, it's sugary cereal with dairy products, milk, ice cream, Occasionally they'll get a banana. Very rarely they get an apple, maybe some baby cut carrots, and maybe a piece of broccoli. And that's what we feed our children. So the good news is we don't have to continue with that. We can interrupt and disrupt that. That diet leads to diseases that run in families, but they don't really need to run in families. We can disrupt that too. So that's what this summit is about. Let's call it 1,001 ways that you can disrupt generational illness, starting with children. And if you do that with children, you can absolutely do it with the adults in your household, and wouldn't the world be a better place? So that's what we're here for. Thank you all so much for joining us and for contributing to our work, supporting us energetically and financially and beautifully all the time. We will get started here in a bit. Our first session is Dr. David Bowman, and he'll be talking about why it's good to get an early start. We'll see you on the inside, and thanks so much again.